conversation with someone that is just absolutely phenomenal. And I keep all my promises, right? Coming all the way through from Johannesburg. It took the red eye artist in order to be in conversation with us today. I have BhasweLihle Zilwa, who is a passionate and self-confident young girl who was in grade 9 when she wrote a phenomenal book, which is why we're here. She's now in grade 11. She managed to use words to drive home a message in the most effective and fascinating way, creating a collection of motivational quotes for teens. I must say though, even though I'm very far away from my teenage years, this book has certainly been a handy note just to anchor myself and the things that I want to achieve on a daily basis. Lihle obviously is here to talk about this book of hers that was launched a year or so ago. Lihle, good morning. Welcome to the O Factor. So good to have you with us in Cape Town.
Good morning, Olwethu. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, I'm so excited. I mean, if the listeners could be able to see your stature, you know, you are not tall, not big, but your presence that you have as you step into a room, and I think that's like a testimony of your character. We are more excited to have you here than you can imagine. What inspired you to start, you know, curating a collection of motivational quotes specifically tailored for teenagers?
So basically, when I was, younger, I observed from my older sister, Lisa, that, she really used quotes in her everyday life to motivate her. She had it all around, her study area, study desk, her room, to motivate her. And they really did, she was studying day in and day out. And, that really paid off because she, graduated as a medical doctor. So now, obviously, when I, was starting, school was starting to get serious, I was like, okay, maybe let me also look for, things like quotes to motivate myself as well, when I need that kind of motivation. So then it just became a hobby for me, to, in my free time or, when I have nothing to do, I'd be going on the internet looking, for motivational quotes, inspirational quotes, from books and stuff. And and that list, grew.
Like very long list, I can imagine.
Very long list. So to the point where in 2021 I had like over 300 motivational and inspirational quotes collected. So now I was sitting with these quotes that were motivating me in my daily life, and I was like, maybe I should actually just put them in one little single point of reference, and also share it with other teens and other people out there, because I'm sure I'm not the only person that needs motivation, because being a teenager is hard, being an adult is hard, just being a person is hard. So I was like, maybe I should actually just share it with everyone else so that they can also have a source of motivation as well.
Oh, I absolutely love that. The level of insightfulness and self-awareness is something that's so important. I know as young people listening, the parents of young people listening, they're probably wondering, how as a 16-year-old did you then narrow down those 300 odd quotes? Share a bit about your journey and the process of getting these quotes together. How did you select which quotes to include?
So basically it was more so like when I was looking for them, I was really looking for ones that were touching my heart, like that really hit that spot, like okay, this is getting to me. And also just the people who had quoted them, looking at at their journey and their story, and how their journey to success was not a straight line. There were some bumpy roads on the way, and how they have this wisdom that they have. So me as a teenager, like I don't have all that wisdom, so not being able to take that wisdom from them was the goal.
I love it. Okay, so your book emphasizes on a number of values, right? There's something in there, because you can see I've bookmarked so many points in this book because I use it. There's 10 points here that you call a guide. What is that guide for, and how do you define it?
So basically, when I was now ready to now put these quotes in a book, I couldn't just put them randomly. I had to kind of sort them out into chapters. So then I started to notice kind of there were quotes that were all about perseverance, quotes about hard work, and quotes about integrity. So then when I kind of dug more into it, I realized that I had like 10 attributes that were in common with all these quotes that I had. So then I was like, maybe I should actually list them in order of importance, because I feel like these are the attributes that are needed from what I've observed and everything, the attributes that are needed, for someone to succeed.
Okay.
So then I decided to, put them in order of importance, which was quite a difficult job because.
I'm trying to imagine. Okay, let's list them in order of importance.
All right. So first you have integrity,
Mm.
and then you have ambition.
Okay.
Then you have courage, and then hard work, and then discipline,
Mm.
then sacrifice, then perseverance, then image, then success, and then finally resilience.
Wow. Like when you've said all of those things, I think as a soon-to-be 40-year-old mother of two, I can see how all those things are like an important guide to getting to success. Your book emphasizes on all these values. I want to dig into the idea of integrity and ambition and resilience. How do you believe that these values really contribute to the success of teenagers personally and also academically?
Yes, so if we start with integrity, right, so there's this quote by Oprah Winfrey that says, real integrity is doing the right thing, knowing that nobody is going to know whether you did it or not.
Wow.
Yes, so I feel like many people think that integrity is just doing the right thing, when the teacher's there or your boss is watching. But really, integrity is when there's no one there. You could get away with possibly doing the wrong thing, but in your heart you feel, no, you have to do the right thing, even though no one will ever know that you did do it. So I feel like integrity is quite a core character in someone, because if you have integrity, it means you're honest. People can trust you, and you make good decisions, and that way you could positively impact the community. And even academically speaking, you know that you always strive to do your best, in assessments, assignments, tests and exams, but you know that, you do it honestly, without cutting corners or shortcuts, or cheating.
Love that.
Yes.
Love that. Goosebumps. Because I think I always tell my kids, do the right thing even if I'm not watching. You know what I mean? And that's the essence of integrity. And if we're to lean into ambition, obviously you have to have some level of ambition to be a published author at 14.
Yes, so for ambition, there's this quote by Jenna Galbert that says, never hide or abandon your dreams for the sake of other people's comfort.
Oof.
Yes, so I feel like many teenagers or young people, they feel like, maybe they're dreaming too big, looking at maybe the people that they're surrounded with, that maybe their ambitions are too big, that they're gonna make other people uncomfortable, and they tend to kind of abandon and be like, no, maybe that's not for me really, and just never pursue that passion that they have. So I feel like this quote, and having ambition, means that you're quite unapologetic about it.
Okay.
You don't you're not trying to always make people comfortable, whether it makes them uncomfortable or not, but you're gonna follow your ambition because it's yours and it's driving you.
Not a 16-year-old teaching me all these things on life. All right, the final one, which I think is something that's so important as a country, as a young person, resilience.
Yes, so as I said before, being a teenager is hard, and I've also heard from my older cousins and other family members that also adulting is quite difficult.
It is.
It is quite difficult, and life will always be throwing, different things at you all the time. So there's this, so my sister, right, she's now doing her second year internship as a medical doctor.
Wow.
And you can imagine that there's so much happening all around. Yeah, so she says that her favorite quote really is the one by Steve Harvey that says, your setback is just a setup for your comeback.
Okay, all right, I don't know. So profound, Lihle, so profound. And the fact that you were so intentional in making sure all of these quotes that are found in each chapter of your book and this guide to navigating success would speak to so many of the realities and would actually have people be motivated to be their very best selves and to achieve at such great heights. We have BhasweLihle Zilwa in studio. Yes, she's only 16. I know, she sounds like she's 60 years old, right? Her level of wisdom and how poised and expression force she is, really has me inspired. We have more to talk to her about later on. We're going to keep her in studio for a couple of minutes, and we're going to head to news with her still here. We're going to come back and ask her a few more questions. We're going to go to some music. If you want to ask anything to this beautiful, beautiful, inspiring leader, who's also a founder of an incredible club for future global leaders, by the way. So she doesn't just talk her talk, she walks her walk as well. 082221049, an inspiring Tete Tuesday.
Yes, so so far we have sold over 2,000 copies.
Wow.
To be exact, 2,175. And it's really surprising to me because now I wasn't expecting this kind of response to it. And I've been going to like different provinces, doing handovers to now schools, where now like most of the grades will be getting a copy of my book.
Wow.
So that's been really exciting, like seeing the excitement on their faces, as well, and getting some feedback on how the book has really helped them stay motivated, and that really it touches my heart that it's actually doing what I wanted it to do to other teenagers out there as well.
I love that, because you created this book out of a need that you felt for yourself, and you're not unique in that. Teenagers all across the country have that very same sense of needing something to just ground them. And I think as you've toured the country, you've probably encountered children from all walks of life, underprivileged backgrounds, more privileged backgrounds, but the commonality is the same, is that they need motivation and inspiration, and this book gives it to them.
Yes.
I love that.
Definitely.
I love that. All right. So, how do you envision your book impacting young readers? Some of the outcomes or changes do you want to see inspired in their lives?
So I just want to see our this generation. There's many things happening at the same time. So I'd like this book, to help other teenagers, stay focused, on the goals that they want to achieve. That when they're still in high school, maybe getting those results that they really want to get in matric, getting accepted to the universities they want to do, and just staying focused, not being distracted by the many distractions we have nowadays, such as social media and everything. So I just hope that this book really does help them get to where they get to the destination of success that they would like to get to.
Oh, I love that. As a young author, what advice would you give to other teenagers who aspire to pursue their passions and also maybe think their dreams are too big? What would you say to them in order to help them pursue their passions and perhaps make a difference in the world?
So I think I'm always scared to start new things. I was a bit scared in this venture of mine, of the book. But now that I've started it, and when I finally do start things, I just feel so amazing, when I've done it and I've gave it my all and I've did it well, So I feel that, to all the teenagers out there, I feel you shouldn't feel scared, and I know that your dreams can be accomplished as long as you take that first step. You have to put the fear aside for a little bit. I know that's a bit difficult, but put that fear aside and just take the first step, because as soon as you take that first step, you just feel so amazing and you want to continue going.
Oh, I absolutely love that. Listen, we say that this is a collection of motivational quotes for teens, but honestly, world leaders of global corporation, leaders in academic institutions have read this book. I just want to remind you, and maybe the listeners, to let them know what's been said about this book. Lihle's book is a powerful repository of inspiration and motivation for our next generation of leaders, and that's from Adrian Gore, who is the Discovery Group CEO. Yes, she doesn't even blush. From the University of Melbourne out in Australia. I am in awe of the clarity and the flow of Lihle's book, in which every quote you could possibly need is in one place. In a word, amazing. My WhatsApp line is going crazy. People want to know where they can get the book.
Yes, so you can order the book online on my website, which is www.BhasweLihle Zilwa.co.za. And then there on that website you can order the book online, and it is also available on Amazon as well.
Absolutely, absolutely incredible. If you had to choose a favorite quote before I let you go, what would it be?
So I think my favorite quote, which is kind of difficult because I love all of them, but I think my favorite quote would be the quote about success that I have at the very end of my book. And it goes, "The road to success is not straight. There is a curve called failure, a loop called confusion, speed bumps called friends, red lights called enemies, caution lights called family, and you will have flat tires called jobs. But if you have a spare called determination, and an engine called perseverance, and a driver named willpower, you will make it to a place called success."
Okay. Wow. Mone, you are not a teen. Are you inspired?
I'm so inspired. Wow. I mean, that gave me some wind and some air under my sails.
Yeah.
Very, very nice.
Absolutely, absolutely. Lihle, you are so impressive. May you continue to really stay boldly into the direction of your dreams. I see you really impacting the world in such beautiful ways. I see you really being a game changer and a global leader. Hopefully you'll still take my calls 10 years from now when you are influencing big stages. Thank you so much for coming to see us on the O Factor today.
Thank you so much, Olwethu.
Oh my gosh, at Lihle Zilwa. You can order her book at BhasweLihle. That's BhasweLihle Zilwa.co.za. Get your copy, get your hands on your guide to navigating success. It's just gone 10 o'clock. We're going to have Mone Esben with the news, and Limon Roman will have your traffic.
Thanks, Lady O. A very good morning to you. Gun violence has claimed another life in Cape